Hello, welcome back to my channel. Just in case you're new here, my name is Tracy. And this is part 2 of a 3-part series where we are DIY crafting with fun wood cutouts. Now, if you missed part 1, I'll have that linked in the description box below. But let's continue on crafting with these fun wood cutouts. For this first DIY project, we're going to be using the welcome word cutout along with these rain boots with the florals coming out of the top that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. And we start by lightly staining our wood cutout with this Americana gel stain in oak. And you'll see I went very light on the stain, that way you can still see the outlines from the wood burning. Once I had it stained, I let it dry, but I just noticed that I forgot to remove the tag. So I'm removing the tag and showing you the UPC number or the code just in case you wanted to order some, or maybe you wanted to call your store in advance to see if they had any on hand before you made the trip. Now that we have that removed, I'm going to be working with these floral picks. I purchased 2 of them from Walmart in their 97-cent section. I think these little picks are so cute with the blue and the yellow and the white daisies. And then I had these hydrangea leaves on hand from another project. And to start, we're going to trim off 4 of these hydrangea leaves and glue them down in place. Now you can glue them anywhere you prefer. I'm just kind of following the pattern on the wood burned pattern of florals at the top, and I'm just gluing the leaves down where I'm seeing leaves on the wood cutout. And keep in mind you can use any florals you prefer. Then once I had my leaves down in place, I cut apart the stems and started gluing them on as well. And the easiest way I found was to create a little puddle of hot glue and then press the flowers into the puddle. Just making sure not to burn your fingers. After I had my hydrangeas down, I then came in with my white and yellow daisies. And after my daisies, I then just filled in with the rest of the floral stems from the picks. Then we're left with this cute little rain boot bouquet. But we're not done yet because we're going to paint our welcome word cutout white and we're going to glue it to our boots. And I think the best way to paint these word cutouts is to use a sponge or a dabber and just paint the front side of the word cutout. That way it leaves the nice browned edges for some depth. Once we have our welcome painted, we'll figure out where we want it to place on our boots, and then we're going to glue it down with some hot glue. And I just went with the standard horizontal across my boots. Then we're left with this adorable spring and summer door hanger. What do you guys think? I love it. Now we're continuing on to DIY number 2. For this DIY, we're going to be working with this Farm Life wood cutout from the Dollar Tree, along with this wood hanging decor, they call it, from Dollar Tree. It's really just a thin piece of wood and some fabric of your choice. We start the project by removing the hanger tag from the wooden wall decor and painting it gray. We're going to paint the sides or the edges of the sign gray and the back side completely gray. And as you'll see, this piece of wood is very flimsy, but that doesn't matter for our project because we're just using it as a backup for our other piece. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to paint it black, leaving the back side blank. Once we have it painted black, we then want to bring out the farm life and the chicken raised part of the design. And to do that, you'll just take a piece of sandpaper with a stiff block, and then you're just going to sand across the raised part of the wood sign, giving it a bit of distressing and making that raised part pop. And once we have that sanded, we'll then come in with a clean, dry brush and remove the dust. I think it looks so cute. For this step, we're going to be working with our fabric. We're going to lay our fabric out and we're going to cut it in strips. And I'm going to be cutting mine with a pair of pinking shears because I want it to look kind of aged and tattered at the edges. And I cut my strips in 1.5 to 2 inch wide strips. Now that we have our strips cut, we're going to glue them on the back side of our wood sign in a ruffle pattern. You'll start by putting down a bead of hot glue and then laying down your fabric and then folding it over on itself to make the ruffle. And since the hot glue comes through the fabric perfectly in this instance, you don't need to glue the ruffle. But if you do, just add a little touch of hot glue and just keep gluing along. And you'll see it forms the perfect ruffled edge. And once we have all 4 sides done, you'll have something that looks like this. But we need to finish the corners of our fabric. And to do that, you'll just take another strip and glue it in a kind of circular pattern around the corner, as I'm showing you here. And I found it easiest to add the hot glue in the circle around the corner and then just kind of fold the fabric into it, making the ruffles as you go. Then you'll have this nice ruffled corner. And when I finished up the other 3 corners, we have this ruffle design around our sign. Now we bring back in our gray painted piece and we're going to glue our ruffled piece down to the front side of our gray piece. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't show on the back side because we're really just using it for stability and to make our ruffle kind of pop. Now our sign looks something like this, and you could just stop here. That would be perfect, I think, depending on if you're a minimalist. But I wanted to embellish mine. I'm going to give it a bead hanger, and I'm also going to embellish it with this beautiful gray and white ribbon and some greenery. Now I'm using the greenery to hide the hanger holes in the top part of our farm life sign. And I got this stunning greenery at Michael's. Once I had my greenery glued down, I then just glued down my simple bow and trimmed off the tails. And you could stop here and just add a sawtooth hanger to the back side. Since it's so light, you could just hot glue it to the back side. But I'm going to add a bead hanger to mine. And I'm going to start by cutting some of the beads off and using the actual twine that the beads came on originally. Once I have it cut down to the length, I'll just flip my sign over and glue the twine down. And once I had my twine down, I trimmed it up and I then finished it off with the matching ribbon to the bow. I cut 2 strips and then glued it over the twine. This does 2 things for our project. It finishes the backside perfectly, and it also gives the twine a little bit more strength. Then we're left with this cute farmhouse style sign or door hanger. Now we're moving on to DIY number 3. For this DIY, we're going to be working with some napkins. I purchased these from TJ Maxx. I love that vintage citrus look. We'll also need a wood plaque, and I got this from Walmart. We'll also need a basket, and I got this one as a recycled basket from my mother-in-law. She purchased, I think, a flower arrangement or something in it, and she gave it to me. So I'm going to recycle it by painting it this beautiful green color. And while our basket's drying outside, we're going to take these vintage napkins, we're going to separate the layers and Mod Podge them to the wood plaque. I love how these napkins came apart from their layers. Really easy and so beautiful. Then we'll add a generous coat of Mod Podge, making sure that it's smooth in its layering, and we'll glue our napkin to the front side of our wood plaque. Once the Mod Podge is dried, we'll then trim off the excess part of the napkin with some scissors and fine-tune it with some fine grit sandpaper along the edges of our scalloped wood plaque. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to be stenciling mine, and I've never tried this before, so this is kind of a test, but I knew that I couldn't just stencil on the napkin itself, so I added a coat of the Mod Podge and let it dry completely. Once it was dried, I used this stencil, which I actually have had this stencil for probably 7 or 8 years. I purchased it at Walmart, and I'm going to use the farmer's market part of the stencil on my wood plaque. But first, I need to tape down my stencil. I'm going to be painting it this beautiful brown color. Okay, perfect. Now that I have it taped down, we'll continue on with our stenciling. And I just started out light and then came in darker. And once I had it stenciled, I removed my stencil and I realized I probably could have used another coat of the Mod Podge for a top coat. Using 2 coats, maybe that would have kept the fuzziness around the edges to a minimum. But I don't really mind because I wanted mine to look aged and antiqued anyway. And to add to that aging and antique, I then came in with the brown paint and aged the edges of my sign along with parts of the sign itself. Now I retrieved the basket from outside, and we're just going to take our sign and glue it to the front side of our basket with some hot glue. I think this simple project turned out so cute, and I can't wait to use this basket to harvest the vegetables from my vegetable garden. I love the beautiful simplicity of this project. Well, that wraps it up for these DIY projects for part 2 of our wood cutout series. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because I don't want you missing part 3. They are adorable crafts. Well, until next time, make sure and keep it crafty.